Women with tattoos. A lot of you gentlemen still don't understand that these are visible symptoms of invisible problems. And I've made tons of videos explaining exactly why. There are plenty of reasons, but let me try in a different way today. Let's just create this virtual fantasy experiment and walk into a hospital, Stanford Hospital, and pick the first 10 female doctors there. Then we're gonna go to a red light district. If you don't have one in your town, sorry to hear that, you are welcome to come here to Bangkok, and we'll pick the first 10 girls who work there. Then we're gonna line them up on each side, and in the middle we're gonna put your tattooed girlfriend. And then we're gonna invite people from around the world, from all countries and continents, and ask them, see this girl in the middle? Which category do you think she belongs to? You see where I'm going with this? My question to you essentially is, why do you want your girlfriend to look like a prostitute? Asking for a friend. Now, a lot of you also probably are saying, well, I don't care what other people think about my girlfriend. Take it easy, buddy. You're not in high school anymore and even in college. In real life, when you're a grown adult, it very much matters what other people think of you, but not everyone. Not everyone. The other people I'm talking about are people who are your potential or current friends, your family, your potential or current coworkers or business partners or gym buddies or whatever. There are plenty of people in your life that are either in your life right now or will be in your life or could be in your life in the future that will absolutely judge you by the choices that you make. And your girlfriend or wife is definitely one of the biggest choices you have made for yourself. Your wife or your girlfriend is absolutely a representative of you. Even when you're not around, the way she talks, the way she walks, the way she dresses, what she decides to put under her skin, all of this is a reflection of you. And people will absolutely have more or less respect for you as a man. A woman absolutely represents a man. And I think that's what a lot of guys don't really understand out there. And therefore, you end up with women who make you look bad. And I don't just mean physically, like visually. I mean, you potentially are either losing friends or not making friends, even business partners. Is something that, I mean, when I look at a man, and I'm thinking like, well, can I be friends with this man? Or can I do business with him? I want to find out everything about him, and I want to find out everything about how he makes his decisions. Decision making is one of the most important things about every single person, especially if you're thinking about crossing and overlapping your lives with them. And the type of a woman that he chose absolutely tells you so many things about him. Right? You've seen men pick women who are very disrespectful to these men, and these men allow the disrespect, they allow to break their boundaries. That tells me that this is a weak man. If we're friends, he is unlikely to have the qualities that I would want in a friend. If he is a business partner, I certainly don't want him to be a pushover, because I want him to go out there and make deals and deal with partners and customers, and this is not a very good quality in a man in general, especially if you're doing business. Same thing goes for the look of the woman, because tattoos are not really just about the physical representation. It's a matter of taste. I personally look at tattoos as very masculine visual effects of a woman, but some guys like it. The tattoos are not about the visual representations, it's about what's behind them. I told you in the very beginning of this video, these are the visible symptoms of invisible problems. There's a good reason why hookers in the red light districts get them, and women who work at the hospitals, at doctors don't. It's a conscious choice. So your choice is very much reliant on the choices that your wife or girlfriend makes. Now, I do want to make kind of a quick note here that, casual relationships, and that's what if you're a single guy, I think the answer to any type of companionship right now is definitely just have casual relationships with women, especially in the West, until this whole dating bubble, as I call it, bursts, right? You never want to buy high. So the casual relationships is really what should most men be seeking right now, I have 4 of them. And that essentially replaces the entire relationship, but again, that's a whole different conversation. However, the casual relationships, that's where it doesn't matter as much whether or not a girl has tattoos. Of course, if it's a heavily tattooed girl, that's a whole different story. One of the girls I'm seeing does have a tattoo, but she only has one. And usually I don't really go out that much with my casual relationships, but when you do, the tattoos do need to be covered, because people don't know she's a casual relationship. People might think that this is the woman that you chose. This could be your wife, this could be your girlfriend. So the tattoos need to be covered. If they cannot be covered, where they're like in places where she cannot be covered, well, then you don't take her out then. You don't take her out. Your reputation is very, very important. And then remember, when you go out of your house or condo, in my case, a lot of people who are your neighbors and friends and people who service you, or your staff at the condo, or close by restaurants, they all see you. They all see you. So this is very important that a lot of guys don't understand. And when I've talked to men straight up about their girlfriends having tattoos, I just see a lot of, of course, some of them get angry. How dare you call my girlfriend a hoe? Well, you chose her. But what I see a lot of men just completely blinded by saying like, what? What are you talking about? They've never thought about this. And this is something that a lot of men nowadays really need to start understanding, is that they need to start looking deeper beyond the looks of these women, because the quality of women, generally speaking, overall in the world has plummeted. And you do have to look at what problems you may have with these modern women down the road, because the consequences are worse than they've ever been. And the tattoos are the easiest to see and recognize as red flags. Like I said, you're welcome to watch a few videos that I've already posted. There are actually 5 different reasons why you should avoid women with tattoos. I kind of given you sort of a fantasy example experiment today for one of them, but there are actually more important ones, believe it or not, why you should avoid them. If you're a single guy and you're still dating, well, let me help you out when it comes to analyzing dating profiles. All you have to do is take snapshots of a dating profile of a girl you're interested in and upload it into this ChatGPT app called the Dating Profile Analyzer. It is free, and it will give you all the green, yellow, and most importantly, red flags about that profile. You're welcome.